Hey guys, welcome back to Reaper Reel. Hope you're enjoying the content so far. Today I'm going to do some more stories off Reddit. So if you are enjoying the content, please like and subscribe to the channel. It does help, and more content will follow based on the amount of subscribers the channel gets. Also, if there's any content you would like to be featured on the channel, please share in the comments and I'll get that narrated and uploaded as soon as I can. So, the first story. This one's called One of the Many Reasons I'm Still Scared of the Dark. 3 years ago, when I was around 17 years old, I was watching TV in my bedroom on a weekend night. It was around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when I heard a knock on my door, followed by some giggling. Immediately knew it was my older sister, as this was a common occurrence on a weekend night. I wasn't allowed to party with her, but afterwards she would usually come bother me. I opened the door, and there was my sister and her friend, drunk, asking if I wanted to hang out. I said yes, and they came in. We chatted and laughed for a few minutes before deciding to move to the living room. Walking out of my bedroom door, my sister is in front, I'm behind her, and our friend was behind me. There were no lights on in the house, other than my room, so the living room is completely dark. Right before my sister could flick on the light, we heard a deep, guttural growl. It was so loud it sounded absolutely sinister. It felt like it came from only 2 feet away. As soon as me and my sister heard it, we turned around and booked it as fast as we could towards my room. We both simultaneously pushed our friend towards the darkness so we could run faster. In the midst of our fight or flight, when we reached the room, we heard our friend's confused laugh. He started walking towards us, asking why we had sprinted back to my bedroom. We were shocked to realize that he didn't hear what we had just heard. We hysterically pulled him into my room and explained what happened. He seemed a little spooked, but I don't think he was taking it serious. He suggested it could have been our dog in the back door, but there was no way an elderly wiener dog made a sound like that. It sounded like a grizzly bear was in our living room. After we took a few minutes to calm down and process what had just happened, we had our friend go out there and turn on the lights. There was nothing there. We still don't know what that could have been, and we haven't heard it since. My sister and I came to the conclusion that whatever evil that was waiting in there for us that night must have been some consequences from playing the Ouija board. She had played it most in the living room, so it made sense. I think it may have been a warning or a threat, but my sister thinks it is some kind of hellhound. We all still laugh about how my sister and I just threw our friend into the oblivion. With no second thought, believe it or not, this isn't the scariest thing that happened to me involving the supernatural. Story number 2, The Tap. This happened when I was about 10 or 11. Me and 6 or 7 of my friends were hanging around. It was around 7 or 8 o'clock. And one of the guys decided we would prank this couple that lived in a house down the road from my house. I didn't really want to do it, but they were old and they were probably getting ready for bed. But I did it anyway, because I was a stupid 11 or 10-year-old. So, what he did was he went up to the house, and outside of the house there was a tap for a water hose. So he turned it on, and the water was coming out. So the old man came out and turned it off. And we had hid behind the house after doing it. 1 or 2 times the old man had eventually came out and caught us. So, since it was a lot of scattering around his property, he only caught the person who was actually turning on the tap. So me and this other girl who stick together went up to look into his window to see his wife in the house, looking at the window, just blankly staring at us, not blinking. She didn't even look like she was breathing half of the time. And before me and the girl had walked up to the house to look in the window, he had threatened to call the cops. So the oldest girl there was 14, who was old enough to go to jail, was freaking out. So after another 10 minutes of being there, we decided to leave after we heard the sirens of a cop car. It was just a coincidence. There was a cop car driving by. It wasn't actually going out for us, but we had just gone down to the oldest girl's friend's house and stayed there until I had to go home. It wasn't really scary. It was more nerve-wracking. The scary, I don't really care if it's going to get taken down. Story 3. The person in the trees. At the time of this story, I was no older than about 12. It's not very scary, but more creepy. Me and my brother were playing in the garden, and had left to either use the toilet or something. That required me to leave the garden. My brother was on the big swing we had out there when I had left him, but when I returned he was gone. I thought that my brother may be hiding and waiting to jump out and scare me. So I looked at the trees next to the swing. These trees are very tall and block the road out on the other side. And you can get between the trees and hide there. So I look into the trees and see the silhouette of what seems to be my brother. To let him know I've rumbled him, I say his name and add, "I can see you." As soon as I say those words, this figure races away on a bike. So they were not in the trees, but on the other side of the wall, on the road. At first I'm confused, because my brother doesn't own a bike, and if he managed to get hold of one, he doesn't know how to ride one. Also, he wouldn't just cycle away. I get chills down my back and head back inside the house and into the living room, where I see my brother sat watching TV. Hey guys, so that's it for today. I'm sorry the stories were short, and these ones were taken randomly from the True Scary Stories subreddit on Reddit. So probably not the creepiest or best context. I aim next time to use the most upvoted stories from the subreddit. This I know a lot of YouTubers do and usually get some better content. Although I like you enjoy it, and this is just a short video to keep you guys tying over until the better content starts coming through again. And talking of content, if you have any content you think I should narrate or share, please do share this, even if there are stories off the net you found or your own original stories would be even better. Please just comment below and I'll get in touch with you to get these. And please like and subscribe to the channel, guys.